I just had lunch at KFC and stuff, which I know, go to Curaçao to eat KFC, that makes no sense, but... Good morning, y'all. It is another day, another dollar, as they say. Sorry, what a what a way to start things out. But I'm dressed and ready. It's about 9. I have to meet at 9:30 on the pier, so I still have a little bit of time, but I have to stop by the internet desk, the help desk for that, because my internet started glitching out. Basically, it's recognizing my phone as multiple devices, even though I don't have multiple devices connected, so they're gonna have to reset it and all that stuff, but, you know, the joys. But of course, they're always very helpful, and I'm sure it'll only take a couple minutes, and then I can head down to the gangway and, you know, get this party started. But yeah, I'll take you with me. We'll see what we see, we'll do what we do, and we'll talk soon. As expected, the internet issue was an easy fix, so that was resolved in a matter of a few minutes. So I made my way down and across the promenade and down to deck 4 to exit the ship. This was my first time in Curaçao, so I was looking forward to experiencing it, especially since I didn't really do anything more than my excursion in Aruba. At the end of the pier, it was pretty obvious where the meeting points were, and they checked my ticket and then got me onto the bus, along with about 40 other people or so, and before I knew it, we were on our way to the cavern, which, if I remember correctly, was about 20 minutes away or so and included a partial tour of the island. So basically, this is like an ancient cave system that I believe they said that the people native to that area lived in or discovered or something along those lines at one point. So it was historical, but also very touristy, kind of like Carlsbad and that sort of thing. It did work out though, because they worked it so that we came to the caves on one side of the island, and then on the way back we came back down the other side, so we pretty much got to see all of Curaçao. And this port really impressed me. It was a lot bigger than I was expecting, and the architecture and just overall vibe was really cool. And seeing Lady Meraviglia in the harbor from the bridge was pretty breathtaking. And then we were dropped off at the end of the downtown area. This was where part 2 of our excursion was to take place, which was a downtown walking tour. And they taught us the word douchey, which of course sounds bad in American English, but to them it means like babe or darling, and it can be both romantic and platonic, and they love that word so much that they created a sign for it. There was also a Curaçao sign, of course, to take pictures in front of. And then we walked around and saw all the art and culture in the area, which reminded me a little bit of San Juan, but I have to say that I think it was done better here in Curaçao. It was a lot cleaner and just overall kind of made more sense in sort of like the context of the tour. And it was more than just murals and stuff. They had actual art pieces and things around and lots of places to take photos and, you know, generally be a tourist. The tour commenced at the end of the downtown area, and there was a bridge to get back over to the cruise port. The layout of the area is really good. Next time I'm just going to walk around and explore, because this was one of my favorite ports I've ever been to. And I also saw that they had fast food restaurants, including KFC, and I was definitely craving fried chicken at this point, so I indulged and bought some of that. I was pretty ravenous with it, so I don't seem to have any pictures of the actual food, but I just got a chicken sandwich meal with fries and a drink. And then I made my way back into the purpose-built area. This is where they check your cruise card and everything, and it's direct access to the ship from there. All right, y'all, that's a wrap for Curaçao today. I'm actually going to be back here in October with Carlos. And these ports are great because you don't even have to have an excursion to enjoy them. They've got purpose-built areas, and then this like leads right into like their downtown district. And I just had lunch at KFC and stuff, which I know, go to Curaçao to eat KFC, that makes no sense. But that's one thing about MSC is there's not a lot of fried stuff on board. So I was craving a chicken sandwich, something fried, and it really hit the spot. So anyway, I'm gonna get back on board and probably rest up a little bit, freshen up, and then do some, you know, afternoon, evening stuff. So yeah, I'll take you with me. We'll see what we see, we'll do what we do. I'll recap more about Curaçao here in a bit. Hopefully this footage is useful because it's a little bit windy, but either way, we'll talk soon. The purpose-built cruise port area was a whole vibe of its own that included shopping and restaurants and things, so you could literally not even leave that area if you don't want to, but it's easy to go outside the wire if you're feeling up for it. It even has its own Margaritaville, because what cruise port would be complete without it? But from there, I made my way back over to the ship, and then through security, back on board, up the stairs, and down the hall over to my room. Alright, so I took a little nap. It's almost dinner time, so I'm changed for dinner. And so just to kind of update you, The thing I wanted to talk about the excursion earlier is that I did the caves and city center walk. And so basically we got on a bus and went around half the island to where the caves are, got a little bit of a tour by a guide from the bus. Then we did the caves, and then we went around the other way to come back to the main area where the cruise ship was. Got a guided tour on that side, and then when we got back, we got a walking tour of the downtown area, and we got to see a lot of the art and culture that is in the area, and stuff like that. So I do think it was a good tour. It was about $60, I think, to do, and it was a two-parter, and it took about 5 hours, so it wasn't bad. The caves were a little underwhelming, though, and I think the problem I had with them is they were smaller than I thought they would be. We were done a lot quicker there than I thought we would be, and the other thing is that it was very touristy. So, for example, when we got there, we were one of the first groups in, but there was a group in front of us, and then there was a group behind us, and so when we were inside, it was not really that easy to maneuver around, and you couldn't go explore on your own or anything like that. It was a guided tour through the thing with a guide. They were very strict about you taking pictures. You could only take pictures at certain areas, and they had electrical outlets and lights built into the formations that they cemented in. And also random fans placed around to cool it off, which was definitely necessary. It was hot in there. But having just a random oscillating fan there in a, ancient cave is a little kind of immersion breaking. And, the fact that there's like electrical lights and stuff run through in such a way that they're built in almost like you would find in like a theme park or something. And so, yeah. That was my only issue with it. Near where I live in El Paso, there's a place called the Tin Mines. It's an old tin mine, and you can go there hiking. And that's a lot more natural and rugged and stuff. So I guess, not that I was comparing the two things because they're very different. I just was like, I can do better down the street from my house. So yeah, but the walking tour, the guided tour, the tour guide and everything for the rest of it was super good. Loved getting to see downtown Curaçao and learn the history and to see the art and culture and all that. And like I said, you do get a lot, I think, included for the money, although no food or drink or anything in this one. So make sure you eat beforehand. I was able to eat KFC afterwards. So, but people had water bottles and things, which I recommend because it was a lot more walking than even I was expecting. But anyway, that's about it for that. I'm gonna go do stuff. We'll do what we do. I'll take you with me. And of course, we'll talk soon. So I made my way up to the top deck just as we were getting ready to sail away from Curaçao. And as you can see, the purpose-built area and cruise port is all pretty accessible from the ship. And beyond that, you have the downtown area that I did the walking tour of. And they had some sail away music and that kind of thing, but it wasn't a really big production or anything. But from there, I made my way down to the lobby so that I could go to the Infinity Bar and grab some Prosecco on my way to dinner. After dinner, my friend Jerry, who I'd met earlier in the cruise, invited me over to the pub because her and some others were playing cards and hanging out in there. And of course, they had the live musician in there again as well. And after playing cards with them for a little bit, I decided to go up to the Horizon Bar to hang out at the nightclub and all the people out there. I had made quite a few friends at this point, and I hadn't gone out to the nightclub the last couple of nights, so they were all pretty excited to see me. And of course, I met new people out there also. And I partied hard for a little bit, danced and chatted all the usual stuff before making my way back down to my room. All right, y'all. So it is bedtime. It's about 2 a.m. Tomorrow's a sea day. That's why I'm up so late. Not that that's ever stopped me before from staying up on not a sea day, but you know. I also just ordered room service. So in case you're wondering how MSC works, if you are Fantastica, The all-night room service, there's a fee. It's like, what is it? $4 for one thing and $6 for two. So I don't recommend you get any more than two things if you're by yourself. But anyway, so I'm gonna pay like $7 something with the gratuities and stuff for a late night snack, which I don't know, that's worth it to me. If I were Bella, which is the lower level, there would be an additional $3.95 fee on that, so I'd be paying $11 instead. If you're Aria or Yacht Club, room service is free. So, you know, if you like room service and you order it a lot, maybe it might be worth it for you to upgrade to a higher level. But keep in mind, for Aria, you have to book a balcony or a balcony or one of the whirlpool rooms. And if you're Yacht Club, obviously you're in Yacht Club. So it is going to be significantly more. So you'd have to order a lot of room service for that to be your main reason. But this is the third time I've ordered room service this week. And I'm still, I think, under $20. So, you know, it's just basic sandwiches and stuff. It's not anything crazy, but it's the middle of the night. And they're going to come up here right now and bring me some sandwiches, and I'm going to love them. And it's going to be great. But, yeah. All right, y'all. So my room service is here. And it looks great. You know, a couple sandwiches. That's what I got. So I've always talked about doing the continental breakfast, right? Because I don't tend to get up early enough for breakfast. And so I'm like, if I leave this cart outside my door, they'll bring me breakfast. And you can have a pretty late window, 9:30 to 10, right? And so I filled it out and handed it to the delivery guy right now. Although I was 45 minutes late, so he seemed very confident that that wasn't a problem, but I didn't realize when I handed it to him that I was so late. But anyway, so this stuff up here, continental breakfast, down through the pastries, is all included. If you're Fantastica. If you're Bella, it's a $3.50 charge. But when I was filling it out, for example, I got a couple of bowls of cereal, but I didn't know if they would come with milk. So I also marked milk on the other side. And, you know, I basically just put one in all the things I wanted, all the way down. And it's kind of a lot, I feel like, that I ordered. So I don't know what that's going to mean in the morning, if I'm going to get a whole boatload of food. But, you know, whatever. That one's included. This one costed me a little bit because obviously it's the middle of the night, but I paid a little over $6. Where's the receipt? $7.08 for this spread this evening. And as someone who's starving, because I don't feel like I ate enough at dinner, this is perfect. Today was a great day. Fabulous day. I've been feeling kind of off the last couple days, anxiety and things. But today's been good. So I want to thank you all so much for traveling with me. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and y'all have a good night.